So, it's March, it's actually the 6th of March. And this week, here in the UK, we've been promised by the weather bods a drop in temperature that could reach -10 at night, snow, rain, hurricanes, tsunamis, rains of frogs and everything else. But I still maintain spring is here. This brief spell of rubbish weather is nothing to worry us about, is it? It's still, spring is still in the air. It's raining out here today, but there's still birds singing. I've heard the woodpecker this morning. Molly's happy. I've got my wellies on. It's wet underfoot. But if you look round, the catkins are all out. Birds are singing. Deer. Round here, there's just deer everywhere. Oh dear. It's grey, it's dour. I've got bread going in the bread maker at home, so that'll be nice, ready about lunchtime. Love my homemade bread. There's one thing about the weather when it's a little bit rubbish. Keeps all the humans away. Means that Molly and I have got the place to ourselves. And it's still beautiful. And one thing I've noticed, I'm actually looking at it now, is we're beginning to get green leaves on some of the shrubs. Not so much the trees, but the shrubs. And then what you've got, round here we've got lots of copper beech and oak, small shrubs. So you've got this brown of their leaves, this beautiful golden brown of their leaves, contrasting with the bright green, the young bright green of the leaves that are coming out. It looks absolutely spectacular. You won't be able to see it. Well, there's a little bit of woodland behind me, and it's there. Looking up at Rivington Pike now, clouded in cloud and mist and rain and rubbish, and I'm loving it. Great being alive. I was out yesterday with a pair of £400 varifocal glasses. And I'm always breaking my glasses. I pay a fortune for glasses. I dropped my last pair in the middle of the road and the car ran over them. Anyway, Molly stood on something and she went, "Ah!" And she was a bit distressed. So I bent down, and as I bent down, my specs fell off. So I put them in my pocket, in the front pocket here, and bent over and snapped them completely in half. So I ended up having to go to Boots, booked an appointment, £400. I'm going to write a book, how to become bankrupt without really trying. This is like the story of my life. I'm the clumsiest person going. Very few people out and about today. The bad weather's kept them at home. Like I say, it's March the 6th. Spring starts this month. 20th, I think, officially. But it's not, it's here. It's not even that cold anymore. And I've got Raynaud's syndrome, which means that I suffer from the cold. But it isn't really cold anymore. It's raining, it's spitting, not really much, but it's not unpleasant. In fact, it's quite pleasant. I quite like walking in the rain when it's like this. You can hear the crows in the background. What a beautiful country. What an absolutely beautiful country we live in. We're very lucky. You can still feel spring in the air, you really can. And you can, like I say, you can smell it. You can still smell it. It's beautiful. Walking towards a little woodland now, and the sound of the birds is increasing. Not so many out, but there are usually. You can hear them. Can you hear them there? Not so many today, but there have been. We were out here a couple of days ago, and there was a fence at the one side of me, and then just woodland at the other side. And as I was walking along, a deer just jumped over this fence right in front of me, I'd say about 20 feet away. ran across in front of me and disappeared into this woodland, and Molly took 2 steps forward and then stopped, and she must have thought, that's not a squirrel, I'm not going for that. And then I looked and there was another deer, like running up and down the side of the fence. It obviously didn't think it could get over the fence, so we just stopped, because I didn't want to panic it, because I thought, God, if it tries to jump over that fence and then hurts itself. Anyway, it didn't. It ran backwards and forwards for a few seconds, then leapt over the fence and just trotted into the woodland to the left of us. It was fabulous. I love anything like that. I love seeing, because basically this place has been here, but it's like a man-made, a lot of it is a man-made landscape. So obviously, I mean, I think the deer were probably introduced when it was first made. So we've kind of lived together. They're very used to humans and will come fairly close. They will bugger off as soon as you get fairly close to them. But you just have to hope that us humans respect them. Leave them alone. Let them do their own thing. Because we're nothing but animals. Get out in the countryside. And I've said it again. There's nothing better. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free at the point of contact. But not only at the point of contact, like the NHS, which we pay for in our taxes, it's free, end of. It's there, it's free. It's just for everybody to come out, do their own thing, be with nature. What could be better? Nothing. The sky darkened, but in kind of a weird way. It kind of went this weird grey colour and then started raining really heavily. So we're taking a bit of shelter under the tree. But the light, the change in the light, all it did was accentuate the colours of the foliage and the browns and the greens. It was like, okay, it was unpleasant because it was really raining rather than just drizzling. But the colours were spectacular, and they still are. There's quite a lot of people out considering. I was hoping to just be me and the Mollymeister. Squirrels are a constant. Squirrels are out all the time here. But I think pretty soon, April, we're going to see hedgehogs out. And another thing is, then we will see young hedgehogs, which you have to really, really look after, keep away from them, look after them. If you've got them in your gardens, just keep your eyes open for them, because it's still cold. We don't want young animals out on their own overnight. Young birds in the trees. Be nesting season. I've already seen magpies flying about with twigs in the mouths, building the nests, which is all nice to see. It kind of heralds new life, the new year, new young, new families. I think it's great. Because we as humans are only a part of the whole, aren't we? Part of nature. We're the ones that will cock anything up if something gets cocked up. Everything else is innocent. All the animals and insects and birds and whatever, reptiles, fish, they're all innocent. They're all completely blameless. But because we have developed things like aggression, guilt, shame, anger, we can influence what happens for good and for bad. And a lot of time, do it for bad. We tend to kind of think of ourselves as a superior life form. But actually, when you look at our contribution to what's going on in the world, it'd probably be better off without us. What a downer I'm on today. And I'm not really, because I'm in a good mood. Probably just because I've spent a fortune on a new pair of glasses and I resent it. I don't really. Money means nothing to me. If I'm skint, I'm skint. Don't bother me. Won't be going on any more foreign holidays. Sun's trying to come out now. It's still raining. It's a weird colour, the sky. It feels as though it's just going to go bang. And then we're going to have tons of snow or tons of rain. It just feels so much like that. But it's like It's great. I don't mind getting wet because when you get home, you can just dry your clothes off and put something else on. I don't mind that. And I love coming out. Don't just come out because, oh, it's a nice day, we'll go for a walk. What the bloody hell's the point of that? Go out in every season, in every weather, at every time of the day. Go out in the dark. Go out very, very early morning. Go out in the rain. Because it's all, if you don't, you miss so much. Because every season, every day, every time of the day, every type of weather has its own beauty. We'll grow, Molly will be wet through when we get home. I'll put the fire on, give her a good rub down. She can have a treat. She'll warm up, probably sleep for a couple of hours. I'll do a bit of housework, but we'll be warm and we'll be dry and we'll be safe in our own little bubble. Don't know whether we'll see any deer today because it's really quite wet. But when you see deer, you don't usually, what you usually see first is the white bum, don't you? The white fluffy bottom. That's what you see first. And then usually, if you're about, they will probably be standing stock still watching you. Just listen. Can you hear it? Can you hear the silence? All the humans, there are a few humans about, all the humans have gone. And it's really raining now, it's pouring down. Still feels like spring though. Anyway, kids, we're going to make our way back to the car now. I hope you all have a good day. See you again very soon. Peace and love.